rights of another human being. But as a cultural thing, yes, it is it's not something to push forward because, yeah, again, in 100 years, if everybody did it, we would all go out of existence. I look at it as like drinking. So, like, drinking is legal because everybody should be able to do it, but we shouldn't be promoting it. So that's all I got.
All right, and nobody's promoting it on this channel. Go ahead, family. Anybody want to say anything before I read? Uncle Jeff, I need that. Appreciate you. Narrative Dollar says, facts. Some are right on YouTube who can't reproduce and are angry about it, but won't say because truly it's none of your business. Yo, shout out about that. That's true. Shout out to Bishop J. Jermaine said, please don't let me get biblical. LOL. Big Ruck 77 says, stay on no business. Bishop J. Jermaine said, preach. What's up, Fierce Soul? With the fire. What's up? Calvin Cook said, ouch. Jane Lockey said, people always want to discuss sexuality and race. You're not black. You're not heterosexual. Mind your own business. Okay. I don't know who he's talking about. What Israel is saying is that people who are heterosexual there are some who cannot produce. That's a fact. There are some who cannot produce. Izzy Bear, us as humans have rational thought that makes us different enough to choose our life. Now, I agree. Like, listen, we absolutely, that's what I'm saying. I agree with that. You absolutely choose what you want to do. Shout out to Sock Passe. How can women have kids with no men involved at all? All right, shout out to that. Follow the logic said, when does one decide to be heterosexual? That's a good question. That's a good question. I don't know if I want to go down that path, but that's a good question. Follow the logic. Shout out to that. It's whatever man said. It's always somebody colder than the woman we chose. That's a fact. What's up, Tony Golden? Tony Golden said, word, make Izzy not feel good. See, y'all be doing do something to make me feel better, brother. Better. That shout out to Tony Golden. I be wanting peace. About damn time you get his ass is no Diddy. No, he good. Thank you, brother, for being the man that you were. Come on, man. If a man lies with a male, as with a woman, both of them have committed an abomination. They shall surely be deleted. This is blood. This is blood upon them. Yeah, that's the Bible. That's biblical. I got you. That's biblical. I got you. Okay. Yeah, you good. You good. You good. Nah, you good. I got you, Jeff. You good. No doubt. Just appreciate you letting me.
You still reading
Oh,
them?
yeah. Give me 1 second. Random chat ninja said some hetero can't reproduce. Uh, no. That's not true. What do you mean? You saying no person that deals with the same sex has ever reproduced? That's
No,
true.
I
if
mean,
I
I
may,
think he means among themselves.
if I may,
Okay, but hold on,
Among
real quick.
themselves.
Hold on, real quick. D Rock asked for next, y'all. D Rock
okay.
asked for next. Lord ADS, are you contain yourself? You contain yourself, waving the back. So I know it's you. I'll bring you back up. Appreciate you paying. You calm, you collected, brother. Come on, relax. Go ahead, D Rock. You got it. You good, Lord ADS?
Some things just trigger me, Izzy, and homosexual is one of those things that really get
I
to me.
got you, but I got you, but listen, you know what I'm saying? You know I treat everybody fair. Let D Rock go, and then I'm gonna let you get in there. But like, listen, you can't. But this is the thing too. You can't allow your bias or your opinions or your feelings to be the dominant opinion of the show. You got to make it's your opinion, it's how you feel and how you think, but you're entitled to that. But you can't get upset or mad if someone doesn't think or feel the same way you do. You see what I'm saying? Go ahead, D Rock, and then Lord ADS, and then Uncle Jeff. I got you. Go ahead.
And I understand and I get all that what you just said too. But when it comes to that Bible verse, like it said, it ain't just a sin. You could recover from a sin. That's an abomination. So why would God allow us to be born in a, under an abomination? That's why I don't feel like you can be born that way. That's abominable. So it's like, no, I don't. I never.
Oh, right there.
Nobody on this planet will be able to
So
convince me that you're born that way.
I
Because
got you.
my
But
because my thing is, anytime that anyone who has ever had a child, when that child is first born, You're hoping that it has both arms, both legs. If it's a girl, you're hoping that it doesn't have, two genders down there, but you're hoping that this young daughter of yours will have a working womb to be able to give you grandchildren. You would, if it's a boy, you would hope that this boy's organs work to one day give you a grandchild. You know what I'm saying? So when we look at these children under the perfect circumstances, yes, we would think that they would be in our same image, where just like how we made them, they'll be able to do the same thing. So the fact that there's anomalies or people that come out with birth defects and things like that, no, we got to put that on what were their parents doing or whatever the case may be, because a lot of that stuff gets passed on, birth defects and things like that. If you're drinking, you're smoking while you're having your children, whatever the case may be. But under the normal circumstances, children are supposed to grow up to be adults and have children. That's the way this cycle continues. It's a perfect system. So
I got
anything that breaks that, I'm not with that.
No, I got you. And again, I'm not like, and I'm past the ADS. I'm not advocating for that. What I'm saying is that we cannot say, because God creates the just and the unjust alike. God creates good and evil. God creates all things. So there, and he says there are some people in the Bible. It also says there are some people that he created that their hearts will be hardened from the beginning. They have ears, but they cannot hear, eyes, but they cannot see, nor do they understand, nor will they ever. So so to say about a nature of a thing is not accurate information to say that everybody's nature, everybody's existence is the exact same. That's not true. God created some people the way he did for the purpose that he did, and only he knows that purpose, right?
And that's
Go,
their nature.
go ahead, Lord ADS.
I would
Thank
like
you,
to
Jeff.
apologize, first of all. I mean, I do have a violent and hostile nature when it comes to certain things, right? And I do apologize for that, Izzy Bands. I mean, can I just state something really quick, and then I'll tell you what I'm thinking, right? 1 Timothy 2:11-12. Let a woman learn quietly with all submissiveness. I do not permit a woman to teach or to exercise authority over a man. Rather, she should remain quiet. This is what I was just talking about before she came on, right? Women can say wrong things, but because they can explain their points better, they tend to resonate. Women, saying that woman, you can see from the way she was talking, right, in this particular circumstance and situation, that she's being governed by her feelings, not by her logic. And we got to stop being governed by our feelings as men. It's wrong. It's all out wrong. You know what I'm saying? And for us to condone that type of behavior, and I'll go back on me before I take it too far.
Yeah, please don't. Honestly, I think someone paid to boot, because this is what they said. They said drop whoever yelled. Can you see that? Drop whoever yelled. So I gotta drop you down. I think that was for that. Appreciate your apology. I accept your apology. I appreciate your apology. It's 25. You all want to bring him back. He just got 30 minutes. Shout out to Vixen Forever. I appreciate, shout out to Uncle Jeff. I appreciate you. Because of Vixen Forever, Uncle Jeff, we just need 10 more people, at least $5 a piece, to help us reach our goal. Help us reach our goal today. Help us reach our goal. Let me celebrate them real quick, and then we'll go from there.
Hope you don't mind if I say this out loud. How wonderful life is, 'cause you're in the world.
I love you. 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 Appreciate y'all. Shout out to Bishop. Thank you, Bishop. Bishop $10 said, I get into it with my college psychology teacher when she said children at the age of 3 can determine their sexuality, meaning rainbow. I passed the class, but she knew I was right. Shout out to you. I appreciate you, Bishop J. Jermaine. Because of Bishop J. Jermaine, we only need 9 people, at least $5 a piece. Y'all support the show. Go ahead, family. What are you saying?
Well, how much I owe you? Because I yelled too. Because I was like, yes. I said yes the same time that ADS kind of went off. Because to answer her question, yes. I have seen other women that I thought were very attractive, or I may have been attracted to after I found my wife. But that don't mean I'm gonna act on it. That's the difference. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I
When I was a POS, I probably would have acted on it.
I don't
That
think that's
ain't
when she was
yeah,
supposed to.
that's not what she was posting. But whatever you want to
well,
send me is fine. Hey,
well,
shout out to Brownie Ellie. Thank you, Brownie Ellie. Salute to you. Good to see you. What's up, Jessica Rabbit, aka our sister Yvette Marie? What's up, sis? How you doing? Good to see you. I'm glad you're doing well. Good to see you.
Hey,
Yeah.
is
Yes.
now, may I say something? I'm not gonna be here for long, so I gotta wind up my modem. But
Sure.
I just wanna say a few things. Yeah. So first of all, to come at this from the
Thank you.
Bible, I think that's kind of a mistake because that's like selective, choosing. What do they call it? Cherry picking from the Bible. If we're really gonna follow everything that is in the Bible, we're gonna have a completely different world out here. So I don't think that's the right approach. I think the logical approach, the fact that you can't have a human race, or at least you can't have families if we actually want them. If we perpetuate that kind of behavior, that's the way to go. And another thing I wanted to point out, I think this thing is not new, right? Even the Romans have been known to be like constantly engaging in this kind of behavior. And which adds to the third point, which brings it back to our main subject today, because it has been mostly portrayed in men. Even like the Romans, it's mostly talked about in men. But today we're talking about the women on the DL.
All right, hold on. Let me celebrate my sister Yvette Marie. Good to see you, sis. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. I
Hope
appreciate you.
you don't mind if I say this out loud. How wonderful life is, 'cause you're in the world.
I love you. 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 Shout out to our sister. So glad to see you amongst us, doing well. We always have you in our thoughts and our prayers, and we are rooting for you, sis. You know that. So shout out to you. Shout out to you. Shout out to you. Um, I listen. I think that it's okay to point out in the Bible what it says. It's okay to point out in the Quran what it says. It's all right to point out in the Torah what it says. It's okay. I don't have no problem with that, right? Um, at the same time, like what I find is this. This is what I told my own son the other day, and some people will like it, some people will hate it, and it is what it is. Thank you, D Rock. I appreciate you, bro. Because of D Rock, we just need 8 more people, at least $5 a piece. Thank you to D Rock and Bishop J Jermaine. I appreciate. 7 more people, at least $5 a piece. I appreciate y'all, D Rock and J Jermaine. Thank y'all very much. Let me celebrate y'all real quick.
Thanks, man.
God damn it, I like the way you do business.
Appreciate you, J Jermaine. Thank you. Listen, this is what I told my own son the other day. My son was saying, Dad, I can't stand those people. And I said, well, where did you learn that from? I said, because I don't operate like that. And he said, but Dad, they men and they do. And I said, I understand that. And I understand how you could see it that way, right? At the same time, they are people, right? And your thing is, if you're claiming to be a righteous man, then you know that you're not going to attack anybody. You're not going to condemn anybody. You're not going to go after anybody because of what they believe or what they stand for. That's between them and their creator, right? We don't have any heaven or hell to put them in, son. We can't cast judgment on them what they're doing. You don't have to be around them. You don't have to associate with them if you don't want to. At the same time, you never disrespect people or never try to attack people because of their decision and their preference. That's for them and their creator that's for them to work out. So that's what I told my own son. That's the honest to God truth. That's how I look at it. That's how I view it. Whatever a person decides to do in the sanctity of their own body, of their own marriage, of their own household, of their own selves, is their own business, is for them to work out between them and their creator. I don't have any heaven or hell to put anybody in. So I'm going to always tend to lean to the side of I'm not going to cast judgment. I'm not going to throw no rocks. I'm not going to try to hurt or harm anybody because of whatever their preference is, whatever they say because I don't know, right? I don't know. You never know what's in the heart or the mind of a person. We none of us know. You know what I'm saying? So that's my stance on it. Do I agree with it? No. Do I necessarily condone it? No, I don't. But that's for me and my lifestyle.
That's what's up.
Shout out to Yvette Marie.
Let me tell you what happened. Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Shout out to Yvette Marie. Appreciate you, sis.
Let me tell you what happened to me in real life.
I'm listening.
My daughter, she's of that community, and her girlfriend has children. My daughter told me that she adopted those said children. So she had a conversation with me like, I want you to meet my children, you know what I mean, your grandchildren. I said, I don't mean no disrespect, but those are not my grandchildren. The only way they could be my grandchildren is if they came out of you. I don't expect for you to understand it or whatever the case may be, but I got to keep it 1,000 with you. I love you. But that was a decision you made. That was a choice that you made. But at the same time, no, I ain't gonna sit here and pretend like I'm gonna love them like they mine. Because they're not. But also, I have to have the same conversation with my younger daughter to let her know that, look, that's something your sister chose to do. Like, you're not born that way. She like, yeah, I know, because I know I'm not like that. Because I said, if that was the case and me and your mom was like that, you would not be here. You know what I'm saying? And she was like, yeah, that actually makes sense. In order to have children, a man and a woman has to have sex or intercourse. She telling me this. I'm like, okay, somebody's paying attention. And it's not so much that my other daughter did not know that, but when you remove the father out of the home, certain elements are allowed to come into play and certain things are allowed to happen. People can act on their desires instead of having their desires corrected. Because I'm not saying that it's unnatural or immoral to have those desires, but that's where the parental training comes in to say, hey, no, this is not, you know what I mean? And explain to them why.
Right. It's not in your best interest. Right. It's not for your soul side. Right. And I understand that. And that's what I said. I could agree totally to that. Hey, shout out to Jade Lewis. Shout out to Yvette Marie. Thank y'all both very, very much. I appreciate y'all. Let me celebrate y'all real quick.
Hope you don't mind if I say this out loud. How wonderful life is, 'cause you're in the world.
Hide the money, y'all. There's poor people around. With your broke ass.
Yo, we just need 5 more people, at least $5 a piece. Help us reach our goal today. Today was definitely a dope show. Shout out to Lord ADS. Shout out to Lay. Shout out to Slimmy. Shout out to my guy, Stanley D. Rock the Block, my guy, Uncle Jeff. Yo, what's y'all last words, brothers? I appreciate y'all kicking it with me, being here. Shout out to Cash, Kid, even. What JD say he's going to call him Mr. Wooden Nickel? What JD say he's gonna call us that? Wooden Nickels?
Yeah, the wooden nickel kid.
The wooden nickel kid. Shout out to JD. All right, go ahead. Who wants to go first? What's your last words, brothers? I appreciate y'all tremendously.
Appreciate you having me up here. Like I said, I got to kick it with the homie and smoke with the unc. So
hey, you more than welcome anytime. You already know that, family.
Shout out to everybody in the chat too.
Go ahead. You got it, Uncle Jeff. You got it, my phone.
I got to come back. And I'm gonna be talking to y'all about it. I'm launching a network very soon with some other people, and some cool shit is coming down the pipe. But I'm so regretful these is my last words, which means I got to come back because the one place we didn't go is atrazine. Is anybody here familiar with that word and the experiment that went with it?
Yeah, they gave it to the frogs, right?
Okay. Well, it's also in the water supply. It's also in high fructose corn syrup, which means that it is possible to genetically pass it on to a child and have them be born that way. I don't know how we keep missing that we have been attacked on a genetic level.
Yeah, and the educational level, because they
Sure.
asking these young kids how to have oral sex. I'm like, are you kidding
Bruh,
me?
I'm not talking about the absolutely. You are absolutely right, and that is absolutely another topic. I am talking about the fact that there have been drugs. How do we put that past our demise as an equation when crack was originally a CIA experiment to be used for interrogation?
Wow.
How do we when we can watch Snowfall and see that one of the co-stars of the show was the president of the United States who put crack in our neighborhoods, but we gonna high hurdle atrazine? Nah, can't do that.
we got to do a part 2 because I'm not that well versed in that or familiar with that. So you're teaching me something. So yeah, we got to do a part 2 on Random Chat Ninja. Maybe we'll do a part 2 today. If not, we'll definitely do a part 2 tomorrow if we don't do it today. Y'all look out for us. Put your notifications on. You know, I gotta go pick up my son. So someone said, take the money and run. No, I always leave around the same time. If y'all want to keep the show going and I do it on my phone, we're gonna need 5 more people, at least $5 a piece. If y'all could do it in 1 minute, then you got it. But if not, we'll just do a part 2 later. I appreciate
How about we all respect the fact that how about we all vote for Lil Iz and let Iz do his thing and go get his board?
For sure.
Yeah, I appreciate y'all. We'll do a part 2 either later or either tomorrow. But I appreciate y'all. Hey, Uncle Jeff, I'm definitely gonna tell you because I want to hear more about that because I'm not familiar with that. That's why I didn't bring it up. I'm not familiar at all. Yeah, I will. I got you. All right, peace, man. Peace, y'all. Appreciate y'all. Yo, thank you to everybody that came through. It was definitely a dope show. It took an interesting turn, and I'm glad that it did. You know what I'm saying? I hope that y'all learned something. I hope that y'all got something of value from the conversation. Yo, thank y'all so much. Everybody that supported the show. Bishop J. Jermaine being sponsor of the show. Thank you very much to Yvette Marie, aka Jessica Rabbit. Thank you to Jay Lewis. Thank you to Uncle Jeff. Thank you to Lord ADS. Thank you to Bishop J. Jermaine had the Bishop J. Jermaine takeover. I appreciate you, bro. Thank you to What We Know Podcast, JT. Thank you to Lay. Thank you to James Kills. Thank you to Omega Dress Gaming Channel. I appreciate you. Thank you very much to let me make sure I got everybody. Thank you very much to Stanley D Rock the Block. And to J. Jermaine, thank you so much. I really appreciate y'all supporting the show, supporting the stream. Yo, we gotta have a part 2 because as Uncle Jeff let it be known, there's some chemicals that do affect the sexuality of humans, apparently. And so we're gonna talk about that. We're gonna further talk about this subject. This definitely was a dope show. Shout out to Slimmy. Shout out to Kojak. Make sure you subscribe to Kojak 303 Gamers. Subscribe to the M&F of Truth, to Uncle Jeff, Jeff TV, to JD 1975, to Cajun Darkfire. Subscribe. I appreciate y'all. Much love to y'all. We out of here. Peace.